energy. There's never enough of it, but a lot of it gets wasted, and a lot of it gets wasted just because there's not a use for it at a particular moment. Well, Nicholas, it looks like you guys have a solution for that. I want to talk to you briefly about that, but I want to talk to you about some of the exciting possibilities of how you can get a lot of new energy efficiency and, it's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, certainly. With the technology we've developed, we're working on using the amount of energy that is latent in the network that in many locations with stranded assets, whether it be renewables, whether it be flare gas, whether it be traditional grid scenarios, we all know that in certain areas the growth of renewables is not keeping up with the local grid that is capable to transmit it. So with the product lines that have been developed at Fog Hashing, we have the capability to deploy multi-megawatt setups and right down to the home size units to be able to use that energy that is latent in the grid that is just essentially being wasted right now, with the capability of connectivity in jurisdictions that have the capability to backhaul a lot of this information. We have, with stranded assets as renewables, we have the capability with this to use that and then send it out back over the network as Bitcoin instead of just wasting that energy. So with these capabilities, we're really using that infrastructure that exists now to increase the ROI of these different types of renewable plays and energy plays that have really failed to be utilized properly.
What is exciting to me is that you can now maybe take sources of energy that would have just totally gone wasted, maybe like methane flare in a gas field, or maybe a small solar electric, because it's just too expensive to build a transmission facility, electric transmission facility, right?
Yeah, certainly. I think utilizing those sources are very important. If you want to incentivize these companies to properly deal with their flare, if they see it as a possible profit stream, I think the probability of them doing the right thing and making sure that flare is very effective is a great play. And you know what? With a lot of these locations, they have network connectivity that can work with our systems that will be able to backhaul that information and connect to the greater network. Having those sites available to kind of utilize that waste energy is a great play, and I think incentivizing to make sure that that's taken care of effectively is a big deal. As well with renewables, we have a substantial amount of renewables being developed that the infrastructure is just not there yet. It has connectivity, but it does not have the transmission yet. And making those projects ROI quicker makes those investments much more lucrative to big funds that are looking to get into the green energy space.
It seems very complementary to some of the things I've seen where electric cooperatives will, for instance, control the water heaters to manage their energy use.
Certainly, and I think understanding money or Bitcoin as a battery for that use is a great idea for the capability for these companies to ROI in time. Say their energy prices are dropping off due to the costs, due to local grid pricing at their connection location. Having that capability to have something else instead of, say, a large wind provider going into the negative territory with prices, having a load that's capable to be dispatchable and curtailable when needed to really take advantage of those arbitrage opportunities really anchors that site's capability to ROI quicker. And we all know the more projects that have better fundamentals, the more projects we're going to have. So at the end of the day, it's a win-win.
So one of the things, people might scoff Bitcoin. The reality is the blockchain itself has a lot of practical applications that people are starting to find new ones every day, right?
The big thing is this technology it goes further than Bitcoin itself. You can use it in all other capabilities of data processing and different things that way. And I think having that capability to monetize that extra power directly at the site with a compute layer that can be deployed at the site, whether it be Bitcoin, whether it be emerging technologies like AI or something like that, it has that capability to really utilize the infrastructure we have in place as energy generation and connectivity and make the most of it to make these networks pay off in the quickest amount of time. So we can produce more connectivity and more green energy for the marketplace.
Excellent. Well, Nicholas, I appreciate your explanation.
Thanks.
Thank you.